Welcome to the Infinite Podcast. My name is Carlos Andres Ruiz, and today we have a special guest. But this is not a new guest. This is a guest that's been here a couple times, and we are always so blessed to have him back. With us, we have Rodney Landaverde. What's good, bro?
What's going on, man?
Always a pleasure to have you, bro. We always try to have some rhythms of having coffee, and honestly, like if somebody would just put the mics on these conversations, that would be great podcast. So today we'll do a little bit different. It's gonna be, even the setup is a little bit different. That is just like, hopefully we forget that there's cameras and we just lose ourselves just talking. My schedule was too full to get an actual coffee this week. So this is me doing the coffee. But how are you doing today?
Good. Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
You were talking off camera that you've been a little bit off on your rhythms.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Not good.
Not good?
I feel incomplete.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's something that I'm used to doing multiple times a week, or just it's part of my schedule, so I start off the day well. But without that in the beginning, it's kind of like missing a meal.
Yes.
It throws you off.
Yeah, you don't want to hear of me when I'm missing a meal.
Yeah, not ideal.
Mel's the only one, and that's why she's my wife. I say we start with some rapid fires so that we get things going. If you haven't watched before, Rodney is a coach, he's a teacher, and you gotta go watch the first episode so you get a background on Rodney. If you don't wanna do that, then you're just gonna jump with us and dive into this conversation. So, you ready for some rapid fire?
Ready.
All right. This is coach for coaches / soccer fans.
All right.
High press or sit back?
High press. Yeah.
4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1?
4-3-3 with a pivot.
With the pivot. Build from the back or go direct?
It's build. Yeah, build from
the back. Pep or Klopp?
Klopp. Yeah.
That one took a little longer. Why?
I thought about personality rather than tactics.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that made you land with Klopp?
Yeah, he's got passion. You can find it.
His personality is.
It's awesome.
Yeah, he is. Win ugly or lose beautifully? Damn, that's tough.
I'll take the win. I don't care. I'm taking the win.
Development or trophies? I guess that's similar.
I like development.
Interesting. I thought those two were similar. All right, cool. Team dinner or team film session?
Both.
Both, okay.
Do both.
Team dinner, I'd rather eat.
But yeah, let's do dinner. Let's get food in there.
All right. Loud coach or calm coach?
Ooh, calm.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%. I don't like to yell on the sidelines or anywhere really.
What about as a player?
I don't shut up as a player. Maybe that's why I switched over. Yeah.
But do you rather a loud coach or a calm coach as a player?
I like someone in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody that knows when to be which one.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, I like that too. Training intensity or tactical detail?
I'm going with intensity because I'm at the high school level, and not everyone's on the same page in terms of tactics. Some people play at a higher level than others, so you have to go with what you have.
And at a higher level, you would choose the same or tactics?
I think tactics because it's a different setup in terms of the season. There's probably more rest in between.
Yeah.
You have more time to prep. It's not.
And the seasons are so much longer.
Yeah. Exactly.
I feel you. All right. Pre-game speech or silent focus?
You got me on that one. For me? Like me doing one? Or
as a coach?
As a coach?
Yeah.
Let's do a
or maybe
pregame.
what have you noticed that might work more for the players?
I'm going to go with pregame. Yeah.
Pre-game speech?
Yeah.
Why?
I feel like I'm able to get a message across. I have the confidence in that too. Yeah.
Okay. What's the best teacher? Losing streak or winning streak?
Oh, man. I think a losing streak.
Losing streak?
Yeah.
Because?
It leaves with like a sour taste every single time it happens.
Yeah, I should say it's horrible.
It's like, yeah.
You love winning or hate losing? Which one you have to pick? What do you pick?
I love winning. I don't think I hate anything, so
Yeah,
it's tough for me to.
Yeah, you don't think you hate anything?
No, because I say love winning because when I win, I love it, and if I lose, I don't hate losing. I don't prefer it though. I can accept the loss.
Yeah. Can I accept the loss?
Yeah, I can accept it.
Mel, can I accept the loss? Why are you laughing over there? I can't lose. I have you.
Perfect answer. There you go. You got it.
I got it. Woo! No, but I hate losing more than I like winning.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's just.
I just know I'm gonna win eventually, so like, I can get over it.
I just wanna. Yeah, there's something like the winning lasts 5 seconds, and the losing lasts the whole week. And so I'm gonna go with winning streak.
Okay.
I'll teach through the winning. I'm confident in my teaching.
Okay.
So I'll teach you with whatever's in front of me.
Okay, I like
so
that.
if I get to teach and win, I'll take that.
Awesome.
But I don't know how healthy that is. Play your style or adapt to opponent.
I've always been about play your style. You know, play what you know best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that. Technical player or greedy competitor?
Greedy competitor. That wouldn't be my first choice, but I'm going with that today.
Yeah?
That's what I'm feeling
Why?
today. Yeah.
Why wouldn't?
I've noticed, not just like in success, but someone who like has that personality can be one person on the field or on the court compared to someone else outside of it. So I'm okay managing that than having someone who has everything else.
Yeah.
Because once that person loses that ability, whether they're tired, end of the game or whatever, they have nothing else to provide.
Yeah.
A competitor may not be, whatever it is, fit, tactical or technical, but they're going to have that personality to get it done. And sometimes that wins games.
Yeah. I think as a coach, if I have 11 gritty competitors playing against 11 technical players, I'll find a way to kill them.
100%.
I'll kill
100%.
Because it's a team sport.
Yes.
If it was a 1v1, I think the skill may win.
They can get away with it. Yeah.
But yeah, gritty competitor.
100%.
All right. Youth soccer today better or worse than 10 years ago?
I think it's worse.
Oh.
Because they don't teach what you're fundamentally supposed to learn at that age. I think it's all about image and power and likeness. Basically the NIL.
Damn. What are examples of that?
Everyone wants to play the biggest academy, biggest club. Everyone wants that Instagram picture, that Instagram shout out, that tag on that post. Everyone wants to commit and everyone repost it, you know, which I don't think it's unhealthy, but if that's the biggest motivator for you, it's not going to lead you to where you probably want to go.
Yeah. I agree. Better or worse? I agree with the image. Yeah, I would have to go with the social media has amplified a false sense of development. You know, like so many people can go and win a tournament and nobody knows, like they were the national champions.
Yeah.
Or like the state champions, and it's like, okay, I just saw another kid that had state champions with this at the same age who actually won states. Right. But there's just like 5 state tournaments, but it's the same sport. Like, who's the state champion? I don't get it. I didn't grow up in Colombia, so I don't know if it's the same thing over there. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's very much outcome orientated. All right, next one. If you had one striker or center back to build around?
I'm more defensive minded, so I would go center back.
Yeah?
Yeah. And typically, generalizing it, the center back is technically, or most people think, is the captain most of the time because they can see everything, they have that authority.
Yeah.
And there's someone who has that kind of killer mentality of like,
yeah,
just get the ball, you know?
Yeah.
Or the player, or both.
Or both. I think Ruiz had a phrase, Coach Ruiz from Everett, that he said, stack up your first 6 players. So like if you have back 4 and then 2, in a way that you remain in the game longer. And I've always been more of an attacking minded, but when he said that, I realized that sometimes when I have teams, the score may go too back and forth because I prioritize on the style and like a specific way that I enjoy. But it means nothing if you can't remain in the game. And there's something about controlling defensively that diffuses the energy of the other team, that they're like no matter what we do, like even if they're playing better, but they can't score, then I would in this season of my life, I would go with the center back. And the striker, like I feel like the striker cares less about the rest of the team.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah.
Because
they just want to score.
They just want to score, and they get to miss a lot. And, you know. Anyways, all right. VAR, good or bad?
Oh man. The concept, I think it's all right. I think it's cool. But I don't think it's been used effectively all the time. I'm also a firm believer that sports should allow human mistakes. Human error is part of life. So if a referee makes a bad call, he made a bad call. And sometimes it doesn't go your way, but sometimes as a coach you mess up too, so like you can't win them all.
Like nobody's gonna like review the coach. Like a player's like, hold up, coach, you shouldn't take me out. Go review that.
Flag, no. I think human error is part of the game. That's why sports are so unique.
Even though like your team will, because in the same way that it
can benefit you.
It could also, But I do like that the intention was not bad.
Because it's successful in other sports like football or baseball.
Do you think it's a matter of time that soccer gets better at it, more consistent? I think the biggest problem for me is the inconsistency, where like, what do you call for a PK? What's a handball? What's a like? There's so much pulls and things going on set pieces that like you would have to call PK every corner. So it's more the consistency, but I do appreciate the attempt for fairness. But as long as there's humans making the final decision,
anyone's bound to mess up.
Yeah. All right. You said good or bad?
I'm going with good.
You're gonna go with good? Yeah. Parents on the sideline, helpful or harmful?
Man, I'm going with helpful because I look at it as optimistic. I think they just lost touch with what their role actually is, because everyone has a say in things now. But I also think it's on the coach to actually tell him what that he or she expects from the parents. Because if you set that early, then they'll fall in line.
That is true. I don't think parents see that. You're actually coaching the parents and the kid.
Right.
It's just you see the kid more.
But if you just show up, do the drills, and leave, and don't even interact with the parents, they're gonna think there's just another person that's here. You know. If the parents trust you, they won't feel they need to jump in.
Yeah. Somebody said it. In order for anyone to commit, you need connection. And without connection, commitment will lack. And well, in East Boston and in Everett, the families feel a little bit more disconnected when it comes to watching the games than in more affluent places. But I wonder what it would look like to build a greater connection with the parents, and I wonder if that may influence not just the commitment of the parent to come into support, but the player itself.
Right.
Like they'll hold them more accountable, because sometimes like in our space, players will say like, I'm gonna be late, but like for me, if you're gonna be late, like you had a real thing, not a haircut.
Correct. Yeah.
And sometimes they're late, and I see a fresh haircut, like a good haircut, like well, who's the barber, type of thing. But you're late for a haircut. But anyways, those little things I think would be if we connected with the parents.
Yeah.
All right, last question: early specialization or multi-sport athlete?
Multi-sport for sure. Yeah.
Wow, that was an easy one.
That's so easy, because I think I am also a firm believer we are all athletes. I don't think anyone's not an athlete. Some might have better athletic ability than others, but we're all built to move. So
built to move. You could make an athletic brand with that.
you're built to move, yeah. Learning to throw a baseball, even if you're never going to play baseball, is just as important as learning how to kick a soccer ball. Or learning how to balance your body, carry your body, swim, jump, land, tackle, grapple, whatever it is. I think you need to learn how to use everything. Like you have it at your disposal, so why not? Let it benefit you rather than just do one thing. But I think as you get older as an athlete, if you are going to commit to something and you do want to aspire to play at a higher level, you do have to kind of narrow it down and, you know, decide. But early on, just try everything.
It's crazy. Because I agree, but it wasn't my story. And I don't know if I would be as good of a soccer player.
Okay.
Because I was very talented, but I think the talent came from also how much
You played.
dedication there was. Like, I couldn't imagine myself playing basketball in the winter and still be as good as a soccer player. But that's if soccer is like your addiction, you know, like if your desired outcome is the most well-rounded or fully using all the gifts that you have as a human, you probably will develop more in different sports.
Right.
So my kid will be a multi-sport athlete.
There you go.
I don't even know if I want my kid to be an athlete. You want your kid to be an athlete?
Well, like I said, I think everyone's an athlete, so I think I'd love it too, regardless of how they compete or what they compete in. But I'd like to have them in everything: gymnastics, swimming, basketball, baseball.
Yeah. I guess to get moving, yeah.
Yeah.
I would want to have an artist.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be so
yeah.
dope. Like if
really
my daughter can sing, like she's gonna sing all day around the house.
Cancel the subscription.
Cancel. Yeah. I'm gonna name her Alexa. Alexa, play.
That's perfect. I like that.
Drawer. Yeah. But maybe it's just because I wish I did more other things in this season of my life.
Yeah.
All right, that was the last one. All right. Let me see if there's any specific question that I wanted to dive into. I don't know. You chose wing ugly.
You would disagree?
I don't know. I like when I can go back into the locker room and explain why we won or why we lost. Yeah. And winning ugly feels like I can't.
No?
Yeah.
Nothing to build off of it?
Like if I got to choose, I would rather. I think winning hides problems inside of the group, inside of the tactics, and so winning can make it feel like everything's okay. And when you win ugly, again, this is just like hypothetically, but like it could be different in any season.
Yeah.
I feel like winning ugly feels to me that you didn't win because of what you trained. You didn't commit to each other. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I like how you thought about how you broke it down that way, how you like to explain why, regardless of what happens. I would agree that winning does feel like, okay, we did everything right to win, to get the outcome. I also look at it in the sense of I can use that as something to kind of reel them in, whoever it is. Like, okay, we got what we wanted, great. Did we get it how we expected we wanted to?
So as long as you point out that like we didn't win the way that we need to.
I also feel that the athletes know whether they earned that win or not, or they earned that loss or not. Because there's many times we've heard it like, that team wasn't good, we shouldn't have lost. You don't hear often, we weren't better than them, we shouldn't have won. But I know they think about it.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're not proud of it because they don't want to admit that they shouldn't have won because I guess it's that competitiveness in them.
No, I don't trust them.
No?
No, I don't trust them. The young athlete, I don't trust.
Okay.
Actually, I think I was gonna say most athletes. I don't trust that after a win, they're gonna point out that it was not the way that we rather win.
Okay.
So I'd rather lose, as much as I hate losing. Okay. Because I guess when I lose when I win ugly, what I end up actually losing is the fact that we didn't execute our values, our ideas, and I'd rather not lose that. I think, yeah.
So I'm gonna backfire on that. I think that will come out eventually. So we might have won ugly this game, but maybe the next game we get wiped down, 5-0.
And because I hate losing, I'm like, I need to know why we won and why we lost. And so for the longevity, if I have ugly wins, I'm more likely to eventually just go on a losing streak or lose important games because it's going to backfire at some point. But that being said, I think how short the season is, at least in in the spaces that we coach, what winning does do is creates momentum and a sense of belief, whether it's false or real. There's something about having belief in athletic performance that will get you, that can get you there. And that's why toxic teams can still win in a short season. In a long season, I think you're going to get exposed. I agree. All right, cool. That was a warm-up. So we've been going through a book called Soul Cravings. It's one of my favorite books. And then we have these notes that we share for parts of the book that we feel like they stood out. And from some of our conversations, spirituality is something that you're curious more about this year? Is that how you would phrase, or how would you phrase?
Yeah, curiosity is a good way to put it. More in tune, I would say, is how I find myself a little more. I think I've always had it a little bit. I just never realized it. And I think
curiosity towards spirituality.
Being in tune with it as much as I thought I was. I thought it was just my personality and how I grew up, I guess. But it was, I didn't realize my actions and the words and everything I actually did align with what I.
How did you realize?
Being with you. Just hearing you talk and.
That's funny. What are examples?
I think coaching, like day in and day out with you, seeing how you carried yourself, how I carried myself, wasn't far apart, really. Your thought process, questions you would ask, which you're pretty good at, which is cool, because they make me think, and I've always liked that, someone that makes me think. And then kind of just realizing, like, oh, he does this, and he actually talked about this, too. He didn't just say it and then forget about it. You know, keeping that consistency, that rhythm is important. And that's why I've, like, some of the notes that we've done, I look at them, and I'm like, oh, wow, that's something it's not something I figured out last week or the past couple months. It was something I've been doing. But then I hear it, I read it, and I feel it. Right, in person, then I'm like, oh, wow, this.
It feels like.
Keeps me going.
It feels like the more you, at least in my life, when I unveil spiritual truth or something that I feel is spiritual, it feels like it's just always been there, and somehow I didn't see it, and somehow I can't no longer unsee it. And I don't even know if I want to continue to see it. Sometimes it's internally less crazy inside of me when I'm like, I just wish I didn't see it, you know. So I think it reminds me of a lot of the times when, like, there was stories of Jesus healing the blind. That is not so much the story about sight. Because there's so often when I see these things, and then I just feel the need to show it to somebody else, so I can, like, yo, can we talk about this? But okay, so how has your first month in your quest to be curious with spirituality been so far? It's
been good. I learned a lot towards the end of last year. I think the coffee, like, meetups that we had were pretty helpful too. And then your invite to church was great. Like, I've enjoyed that space too, which also gives me, like, another space to, I guess, unveil. That was a good word that you said.
Unveil?
Unveil, yeah.
Unveil. I said unveil. Okay, I said unveil.
Add it. No, it was good because it's like, I say expose, even though that's a it has a lot of meanings to it, but I feel like, yeah, exposing yourself, your soul, your personality allows you to learn more and add more to it. So it's been good in that sense.
I love the spiritual world, but sometimes I feel like the language inside of the spiritual world it separates more than it brings you to closer. And for example, have you heard of like prophets? Yeah. And like prophecies and all that? And so lately I've been very curious about that. And my word of the year is listen. And I think what a prophet does is the gaps between God's voice and their soul like is close to none. Yeah. And I used to think that prophecy was telling the future. And what prophecy actually is unveiling what's always been there. This last month, I've been experiencing like these weird things that feel like I'm weirdly attuned with something outside of me. So I asked you, and I don't know if I share this with you, but I asked you to cover a training session for me. And we were supposed to go that weekend, we were supposed to go to New York. And so I tried to make sure that I had coverage for that. And then at some point, my aunt texted me that we were gonna do a surprise birthday party for my cousin. And then family, we're gonna be there. And in my mind, I was like, oh, it's just now I still gotta wait until the party ends so that then we go to New York versus like being able to like leave earlier. And then a snowstorm came. And I was still committed to like making this New York trip happen. And then they canceled the event in New York. And in my mind, it was almost like God always knew that I was gonna be at my cousin's party and that I needed coverage, but it wasn't coverage for me to go to New York. And so what's really weird to me is that like, whether I knew it or not, I was aligned with doing something that needed to happen, that God knew needed to happen, but it wasn't for what I thought I was doing. And so I feel like by the end of that weekend, it unveiled that like, oh, you were supposed to be here for your cousin, and you're supposed to get Rod to cover for your cousin, but there was just all these things. And at the end of the day, it doesn't make any difference, but then there's been a couple other situations where like I choose something and then it ends up playing out but had I not chosen something beforehand, it wouldn't have been as smooth. I don't know why I share that, but it's just this weird connection that it's not that like it's all God, but it's God and us acting. And when I hear spirituality, I try my best to not remove free will, the idea of free will. Yeah. And I guess in your journey, how do you balance spirituality where it's like this God that's in control and then my free will, and how do they balance each other or not?
That's a great question that I don't think I have the full answer to. As, again, like I said, being around you more, learning how you've seen things, how you think of things, how you put it into perspective for me, and then I kind of just take it on. Having that free will, I think using it with the right intentions, rather than like always thinking it's always about free will and how you do it. Because you said you kind of realized that afterwards. I feel the same type of connection you mentioned when I meet people. You know, like regardless of what space I meet them, whether it's like 5 minutes, like someone drops something somewhere and I give it to them or whatever it is, or someone long-term who I meet, probably work with, or I meet all the time. I always believe that there's something there that led two people to meet for whatever it is, regardless of what situation it is. And at that point, I start to kind of process where they fall under that. Like, oh, wow, I didn't know this person was going to help me in this type of manner. And that's where the relationship and that connection starts. Yeah. You know? And then you don't realize it till maybe years sometimes, or days or weeks after, like,
Yeah.
oh, that was actually meant to teach me something that you can go
Yeah.
on and pass it on to
We
someone
think we
else.
know.
Yeah, we do.
Do we know anything?
At this point. Who knows?
If you have to describe a spirituality right now, what would it in this?
Man, that's tough.
Yeah. You're like, that's why I'm curious.
Yeah, that's why we asked the questions.
Or is there one of the quotes that you feel like stood out the most that
Out of
we
the
can unpack?
list, yeah, there's. So I have 4 here. The recent one. This is when the author was talking about how he never met his father.
Oh, that was dope.
So he said, I think a lot of us are like that with God. We have never known the Father who created us, and we have never created to live apart from him. So it's funny, right? Well, for me it was funny how oftentimes, even I said it before, like, oh, I don't feel in tune, or I don't feel connected to God. Which, when he explained that situation, like, he never felt connected with his father because he never met him. He never got to know who he is or who he was as a person, what they did, what his interests were.
Yeah.
But somehow, deep down, he still has some connection to him. And then he went on to say, ironically, even if you do not believe in God, your life may be more shaped by your lack of relationship to him than any other relationship in your life. Of this, I'm convinced. And that's a lot of layers there, because it says your lack of relationship to him than any other relationship in your life. And we can take this in many ways, how even if you know someone, you still don't really know someone.
Yeah.
You only know the side they're showing you.
Yeah. Damn. Your lack. You've been more shaped by the lack of relationship to him. What a statement.
So does that make you think I am who I am, but I'm not who I'm supposed to be because you don't have a strong relationship there?
Ask that again.
Would you, so someone who doesn't believe in God,
Okay.
they are shaped as the person they are because they haven't gone into that relationship with God. By their choices, by their thoughts, by their actions.
I guess I would say yes, we are shaped by a lack of relationship with God. But I don't think that necessarily means that person has done good or bad things. I feel like a lack of relationship with God. Yeah, I feel like a lack of relationship with God doesn't fully equate to a bad person or a good person. Which then gives an how do you experience God? And if you say that you don't believe in the Son, like not the son and daughter, but the Son is still there regardless, you know? And I feel that sometimes we limit God to this heavenly creature. But if you had some source of love, whether it's a sibling, a guardian, if you were adopted, or somebody that poured that love into you, I think that is God being in relationship with you. What I would say it affects is the level of gratitude that we have. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the shaping of somebody is more determined by the degree of love they experience with the people around them, especially when they don't have God, or they don't have a awareness of God. I think everybody has God, but yeah, that was. I guess that's where my brain went.
Yeah.
What do you hear?
Yeah, I hear a lot of things and thoughts that went into it. I'm going to read the next one, which is short, because it led from that quote into the next one. And I had to write it down because it was a startup question for me at the school.
Oh.
And it was, how is it that as children we imagine a life we have never known? And he went on to go say more, but basically, in my head, it was like, yeah, how is it that at 4 years old you tell yourself, I'm going to be this when I grow up, when you have no reason to do that?
Mm-hmm. And at that point, you haven't had a lack of relationship with God or not.
Right.
But you still can express almost like divine imagination, you know? Do you have an answer for that?
I think it's a great viewpoint. And I took it in the route of, oftentimes we start off believing in ourselves a lot. Like, I'm going to be an astronaut. And you're 4 years old. Like, you don't even know what the moon, what shape that is.
Is it cheese?
Is it cheese? Like, what are we doing? Or I'm going to be a lawyer. I'm going to be a doctor. And it's like, why? You don't have to. Why do you have to think that way already? You know, why are you already saying, I am this, I am that? And you haven't gone to school. You haven't learned how to write yet.
Why is that?
Because there's just so much self-belief in there. Like, there's nothing that seems, it's all beyond measure.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
So the absence of God can be reflected in an absence of self-belief?
I certainly think so. Because as we get older and we experience life, we get exposed to different things, we meet new people, meet new experiences, just everything.
Yeah.
There's times like we go from, oh, maybe I can't be an astronaut, or I can't do this because I haven't done this yet. Or there's people actually telling you like, no, you're not meant to do that, or you don't have the skill for that, or you're not smart enough, or whatever it is that you want to do. So the more you're surrounded with that, it does lead to
less belief. And you said like when a kid is asked, what do you want to do when you grow up? That's when they go with like this crazy.
Right, like whatever they see that attracts them at that time is going to go. Because if you ask that same human that question at probably 15, most of the time it's going to be different.
So let's ask Rod at 25.
25. Oh, man.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
So I was thinking back. I'm going to go back. When I was like around 4 or 3, I think I wanted to be a firefighter because my first costume when I went to trick or treat, did the whole thing, I was a firefighter.
Wow. Because?
Couldn't tell you. Don't remember. But it was like that thing. Like I was like, oh, I thought it was cool. Now at 25.
You could still be a firefighter.
I still could.
So what changed? Like, what do you tell that kid? You go back, you're like, no, change your answer? Or what do you...
It's... To keep dreaming, I think it's probably what you go and tell whoever, you know, your younger self. Like.
But do you keep dreaming knowing that the kid that thought he wanted to be a firefighter, it's not that he couldn't become a firefighter, it's just that you no longer wanted to be a firefighter.
Right.
So how do you want something that is not necessarily attainable, but that is designed for you?
How do you direct someone in that?
How do you start to long for that?
When you become more in tune with who you are and what you believe you are, then I think you get closer to that answer.
Okay.
The more far away from that, the less you know.
So what do you want to be when you grow up?
What do I be when I grow up? That answer is probably a father now.
Wow.
Yeah. Even when I was younger, like I told you, I wanted to be a dad at like 22.
Wow.
And then obviously during that time you realize it's not
Yeah.
that realistic. Like it's maybe not now, not yet. We're not ready yet.
If you were born in another time, you probably could have at least 3 kids at 20.
100%. Yeah, you're good.
A father, okay.
Yeah. I think what leads to that is the roles I've had to be in, like the role of leadership. Little did I know I was going to be part of that. Like I remember tutoring kids when I was 12. At the school we had a program where like the 6th graders would tutor the 2nd graders and 3rd graders.
Yeah.
And it's not like tutoring, but like you would go and be like, oh yeah, you do this step, this problem. And that's it. It was quick. It wasn't like a long-term thing. But at 12, I did not know that was a position of leadership or authority or of like someone that you're a teacher, right? And then as I got older, captain roles, leaders roles at work or whatever it was. And I think that's a description of a father, someone who leads a son or a daughter, a child to, I don't think it's more about teaching them to be like this family does this. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's more around how can I teach you to be your truest self with the values we believe in this household, because you're part of this household, you're part of this DNA, part of this family. So what can I pass on to you so that you can use that in the future?
When did becoming a father become the dream?
It's always been the dream. It became more realistic as I got older.
Yeah, I guess
so within the
yeah.
past 2 years,
okay,
when I became head coach,
huh.
I didn't realize you're not in charge of a team. You're in charge of 75 humans now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those humans are not tied to you in any way, but you are responsible for them.
And where is the fireman dream? It's just...
I'm still saving lives.
Well, I guess that's what I want to get at, because I think everything that we've created as a career is not actually the container.
Yes.
What better, if your house is burning and you have kids, you're a firefighter.
You're a firefighter.
and I think we long for these crazy things, and we get caught up in the crazy things and miss the essence of all of these things, which I feel are the most godly, spiritual things. There's nothing more spiritual than to love somebody outside of you to save them from dying. That's what a firefighter does.
Yep.
It becomes, when you look at it that way, being a firefighter becomes one of the most spiritual things that anybody could could do, right?
Totally agree.
And so I wonder if every time that a kid picks a profession, they're yelling I just want to be the most spiritual human possible.
I think they are.
I want to leave Earth, touch the moon, and come back. I want to break the boundaries of what it is to be a human.
Yeah.
And I think when we activate spirituality, we break the boundaries that we've known as a human. If not, when you look at the story of Jesus, who was the fullness of human and the fullness of spirituality, he broke all the boundaries to the point that in the storyline he defeats death.
Yeah.
And what do firefighters do other than continue to attempt to defeat death, keep people alive? Which I had not thought about until you brought this up, how kids are actually longing to be spiritual. We may get caught up in the actual title, like the firefighter, the astronaut, the doctor.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it's so innocent when they say it. It's oh, that's cute. You want to be, and it's accepted at that time because it's oh, they're just being a kid. But I don't think they're just being a kid. I think it's something internal in them that they have that they're trying to show. Right?
And
if
that something would be
whatever it is. It's something, the true spirit of themselves, their soul is speaking in that sense.
Yeah.
When someone's good at something, if they're good at painting, you look at the painting and you're wow, this person has a crazy talent.
Yeah.
But it's a form of expression.
Yeah.
Same as music. Same as sports.
some kid I was subbing, so I get to do whatever I want. Like the best way that I can explain it to people is like when comedians have a Netflix a Netflix show or a Netflix, what is it, special?
Yeah.
And they normally go to like bars or like smaller spaces to execute their content. So then subbing for me is like, I'm just dropping new content that comes to mind. And there's no hit or miss. Well, no, there's no hit or miss because I learned like from one block to the next block, I'll try the same thing, but I know that what I have to switch. And one of the kids said that he wanted to be an artist, and then I asked him, what does he do? And he draws. And then I was like, how did you get into drawing? And he was like, my grandma one day put a piece of paper in front of me and said, don't write what you feel, show me what you feel. That's it. And then he showed me, like when I woke up that morning, I didn't know that I was gonna hit that insight. The way that his grandma pulled out a superpower from him, like, don't write what you feel, show me what you feel.
With a piece of paper.
In a piece of, and he showed me some of the drawings. Oh my God, this kid, like, I was like, yo, you're gonna make a lot of money through this. Like, he's like, I don't want to make money. I just want to do it. Because again, I'm trying to figure out like what triggers them. Like, is it money? Is it success? Is it cars? Is it, because some of them are like, I just want a car. And he's like, no, I don't want, like, I'll draw anything for free. And so I was like, hey, by the way, like, can you draw this for me? So, anyways, but yeah, it's really interesting to see that it's actually like superpowers inside of us. And a question that I have that I maybe can't, I don't know if I can ask in church. Not because, for whatever reason, I feel like it's not a question that people would ask in church. Is these kids can long for godly things at 4, but they haven't accepted Jesus. And so often the church is so caught up at accepting Jesus. What are your thoughts on that? Like, what?
I need you to define accepting Jesus.
Accepting Jesus. For me, the way I feel is when I become aware of Jesus, it becomes inevitable. Like, it's not even like it's a natural expression to accept Jesus. Because I feel like if you ask somebody, would you accept or deny love? And it's like, why would I deny love? You know? But I think for me, that's the same thing of accepting Jesus. But I think maybe it has become more of like, you accept Jesus to go to heaven. And so I get bothered by maybe stopping at accepting Jesus. And if you don't accept Jesus, you can't activate all of this. I don't know, people listening will probably say like, you're trying to convince us not to accept Jesus, when I'm like, I'm the biggest Jesus guy. Not that I know, but I'm very big on Jesus. But I guess when we talk about spirituality, where do you see Jesus? How do you make sense of Jesus? And are those in the same bucket for you in this season?
That's a good question to think about. Like the question itself, like how do I see it? I picture it in a very simple manner. Because I haven't been involved as much as you have been, but just hearing you talk about it is nice. I see it, Jesus, I see it as like an everyday thing. In everything we do, everything we say, everything we act on, in some manner, he's kind of behind the scenes of all of it.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
And I think when you grow up, it's kind of like you got to do these things in order to accept him, or you need to do these things in order for people to like you, or for people to say, oh yeah, he's a good person, she's a good person. And if you don't, then you're disappointing someone, right? In this case, it would be Jesus, right? God, whoever they're telling you that you're not doing the right thing for. I don't want to say it's a bad trap to fall into, but I genuinely feel sometimes it can be a bad trap, because then you feel forced to do something.
What is?
To believe that just because you do something wrong, you're a bad person.
Okay, got it.
Because then now it's pressure. That shouldn't be there, right? Like, you should do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And plain and simple, like, that's, the rule. I see it as everyday form, whatever expression that you do, whether you speak it or you do something, Jesus is behind it, so do something right. And if it feels right, then it's true to you. Not too long ago, I took the boys to do a volunteer opportunity. I didn't know how it was going to go. I just knew that we were going to go and help out and whatever. And I quickly noticed how much they got involved, right away. There was no...
When you were there? When you got there?
Like, we got there, the people were there, and I went up to them like, hey, I brought the soccer team, I'm the coach. Tell us what to do, we'll get it done. Quickly, they were like, hey, you do this, you do that. And then they just started doing it. And there wasn't a moment, maybe because there was a lot of people too, but I didn't see a moment where the kids were disconnected, where the kids were bored, where they were like, oh my God, it's so cold out. Because it was pretty cold. It was like probably 35 degrees out, and people with jackets and everything, but we were just handing out groceries. And time kept going on, and we'd make a family smile, we'd make someone else smile. They would smile with each other, they were joking with each other while doing these acts of service that at the time I didn't realize it, but later on as I reflected on it, I'm like, no one forced these kids to be there. I encouraged, that's what I did. But once they were there, they were doing things that they probably wouldn't have done without someone guiding or taking them there. And when they were doing it, they weren't asking, oh, is this okay? Should I do this? They were just acting on however they felt in the moment. And there wasn't a blueprint. There wasn't instructions. There wasn't anything detailed where they had to follow. It was just, there's people here who need food. We have food. Let's give it to them. And I think that lines up with that spiritual connection that everyone has in some manner. It's just finding it and accepting it in terms of this is something I want to feel. I want to feel that love and also receive that love, because we also want to receive it too, right? Man, I have a million thoughts going, which one should I pick first? First of all, that was amazing. If I had a blast. But what I liked more was how fun they had. They all had. We just so wired to serve, and the feeling after serving, we're just wired to do things for others, and which it's something that we actually struggle with, or maybe I've noticed it, that it's easier for us to give than to accept somebody to give us things. But the moment that we don't accept things, we're cutting that person of the opportunity to feel what I feel when I would have done this for you. But I guess I just have this what is it called? Agitation in front of me, inside of me, of not for one moment did you or the kids had to talk about Jesus. And I don't know that there was a more beautiful expression of Jesus in the relationship that you've had with them. And I think, when I think about life, I wish that was all we did every day. Yes, let's learn about Jesus and let's dive into the Bible,
But if you do all that, but don't do some of the things like that, and similar to like you encouraged them, you didn't make them.
Yeah.
And I think like we should encourage the curiosity of spirituality and Jesus. But then once it's there, it becomes so natural. Like the joy, the love, the servant. And I feel like every single person there was an expression of Jesus. And to think that, I don't know, to think that how did your soul not accept Jesus in that moment?
Right.
And then, I mean, I don't think God is ever intimidated by my questions. But then I go like, I have an athlete that has been calling me often lately. He's like, "Is there hell? Does hell exist?" I'm like, "What are you doing, bro? Like, am I gonna burn in fire? And is it gonna hurt?" I was like, "Well, if you're dead, your body's dead. If you are thrown in fire, you're not gonna feel it, so you're good." But I'm like, you asked the wrong person, bro. But this actual fear of like, am I going to heaven or am I going to hell? And maybe it's because I've been in it for too long that I hear so much of like, accept Jesus so that you don't go to hell. And there's an actual verse in the Bible that says, declare with your mouth that Jesus is your Lord and Savior, so you can access salvation. And it's not that I don't feel like we need to accept Jesus, but I don't know how much it has, like, okay, if you're mute,
write
it down. But I think it has to be so much deeper than the articulation of it. Like, so the articulation of it should be almost like that second nature thing that like I just can't stop talking about the guy or the story or because it's changed my life. And I guess for me, like, there's nothing more spiritual than the evidence of your lifestyle. And that will tell the degree of spirituality that you are developing in versus how much more you know, which we should be curious and learn. Mm-hmm. But no, I think of that story and like I see Jesus from your point of view, like Jesus, Rod was Jesus for that moment. The kids were Jesus for that moment. And so often we're like, you shouldn't say that you're Jesus, bro, like type of thing. I was like, well, and I gave you like all the cups in the last coffee that we had. Yeah. And so like Jesus is no longer here. He's gone. Like, you can't grab him, you can't touch him. What's left is a spirit. And now, because there's no Jesus on earth, like Jesus and God are somewhere up there. Mm-hmm. If there's an up there or just there.
Just a there.
It just depends on where you are on the globe. But I think Rod is the new Jesus. Andres is the new Jesus. Mel is the new Jesus. And what if accepting Jesus is more accepting the fact that we get to be the Jesuses on earth. We just happen to call him Jesus. That just happened to be his name, you know? And the beautiful part is that his name meant God with us. And so if I become Jesus, then I'm an opportunity for you to experience God, and then for I to experience God through you. Mm-hmm. But anyways, let's finish with some spiritual rapid fire.
Ooh, okay. Something different.
By the way, this is what goes on in our coffees. Like, there's no specific, like, we just talk about
that's accurate.
The sports, the Broncos, the Patriots. Yeah. All right, spirituality.
Trying it.
Would you rather clarity or courage?
Clarity gives you courage.
Huh. Okay. My choice was courage.
Okay, you go first.
Why?
Yeah.
I've never felt like I have full clarity of things.
That's why you always have questions.
That's why, yeah. But I have the courage to go despite lack of clarity. And if I didn't have courage, it wouldn't unveil.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come to my side. Unless
I'm stuck now. I chose clarity, even though courage stood out for me a little more on that one. Clarity because even though I believe like you never really get to the final answer, if you can at least tell yourself, this looks good enough for me, or this looks clear enough where I can follow through with it, or I can know where to go, then you get the courage.
Okay.
Right? It's like turning on the lights. Now you know where you're going.
Yeah. It just probably has to do with our human designs are different.
Yeah.
You know, like with the frequencies, like that is how you will perform the best. For me, like turn off the lights.
Now,
so I can hit everything.
Yes, yes.
Everything.
But I also look at it at that point too, like why should the lights being off not let you go in there?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because for me, like if it's dark, I am the light. I'm stepping into this.
I love it. I like that. No, that's good.
Are ghosts real?
No. I'm gonna just go with no.
No.
What is a ghost?
Is that an actual question for me?
I mean, what is it? I don't know what it is. Besides a costume that people say it is, I don't know.
Mel got up over there. Are ghosts? I think they are.
You think they are?
I think they are.
So what is the movie Ghostbusters based on?
I've never seen it.
Basically, these people with vacuums go into haunted houses and take away the ghost.
Ah, there you go.
But what's a ghost? What's it doing? Well, who's it harming? If it's real. Is it harming?
You're getting there.
You're getting there. I'm gonna go with no.
I believe in the Holy Ghost.
Oh, here we go. There we go. There we go. I was waiting for it.
And if there's a Holy Ghost, there might be a not Holy Ghost.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. What I do believe is that like the Holy Spirit for me is like a ghost. You know? We just put ghost and then it's like evil.
Yeah.
And then when we put evil, we give evil power. Yeah. And for some reason, there's this narrative that evil can beat good. Never. And so whether there is ghosts or not, I choose to believe that there are, because that's the way that the Holy Spirit is present.
Okay.
It's like Wi-Fi. Like
yeah.
We've talked about that. I just don't like, even if there's ghosts out there, like the scary ones, it doesn't harm me. You know, I was having the conversation with my man. This podcast is gonna go on a whole other, but it was along the lines of ghosts, and if like what ghosts are, what ghosts aren't, and we landed at like a ghost is, or what increases the chance of a ghost if there's somebody that died that people didn't want them to leave and were super attached, and if that person that died was super attached to somebody here. And I think that creates a continuous expression of that person after physical death. And so I think sometimes I ask Mel, like, Mel, like, if you die, like, are you gonna come hunt me? She's like, absolutely. And but yeah, I don't know. Like, we're stuck in the ghost conversation. Why do you not think there's ghosts?
I think I've always related to it in a negative way. And like Halloween, I don't know the backstory of Halloween. I don't know how it started or anything, so I can't even fact check that on a podcast. But it's always had this conception of like, it's negative, it's bad, you can't do it. Like, it's promoting
Evil,
the devil, the whole thing, right? So like,
all the conversations, there's the devil, really.
Yeah, there you go, right? And Chelsea there.
And even if you want to dive into yes, still not stronger than good.
Right.
Right.
Why is it that we always give them the yeah. So I that's why I say no. I just don't, in a negative way, I don't think they exist. But if they don't exist negative, do they exist in a good way? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's where my brain went.
Anyways. Yeah. I guess. Next question. Do you believe in angels?
See, that's a tricky one. 'Cause it's like you just said no to ghosts. How are you going to say yes an angel? Just because angel's good? Like, yeah, I do.
You do believe in angels? Okay. Tell me more.
Because angels has a connection to something holy, something clean, something healthy, something safe. And typically, like if someone passes away, they say, oh, having gained another angel, or like you have an angel guardian you now, right? In that sense. So I've always looked at it like, yeah. So it's like a support system.
Yeah. I mean, I believe in ghosts, so I guess I believe in angels too.
But see, now I like, I went back and forth now.
Yeah. Wait, should we go back? Do you believe in ghosts? Do you not want to? Do you not want ghosts to be real? Or do you not believe in ghosts?
I don't, you got me confused. Let's go with yes and yes then.
Welcome to Mel's world. Poor Mel.
Constant loop.
Angels. Sometimes I'm like, why can't angels come about the way that they would, like in the Bible stories? Like, they're actually knocking on the door. There's some stories, they're crazy. And then I realized that what if angels are not just this like divine creature? Like, in order for my parents to get their residency, Mr. Morse, Patrick Morse, had to come about and be our sponsor. And I had to have a relationship with Patrick. And without Patrick, who, bro, my parents don't even know him like that. He activated this blessing.
Yeah.
He activated that blessing for me. How is that not an angel figure? Like, when you describe like an angel is something that activates blessings or that brings goodness towards you in a way that you couldn't put that together, or like you couldn't. So I feel like we have more angels around us than we give them credit for. But I feel like if we say they're angels, like we're like, oh, that's crazy, like mystical, but no, they're angels.
I like that, yeah.
Miss Dennis.
Mic drop, bam.
Like, I just feel an angelic being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole story is just,
Yeah. All right. Let me see if I got any other ones. This is just a yes or no question. Have you ever felt something you can't explain?
Yes.
Okay. Can a place carry spiritual weight?
Who brings that spiritual weight? I'm going with yes.
You're going with yes?
A place, yeah.
Can a place carry spiritual weight? And then the last one, do you believe in miracles?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. But I don't think miracles come they come like out of nowhere. I think it's a build-up.
What do you mean?
So it's funny you just said. So the movie I told you I saw recently,
Charlie's Angels. Have you seen that movie?
No.
No.
The Miracle on Ice.
Oh yeah.
The story about the U.S. hockey team that beat the best team ever, the Soviet Union. So they hadn't won a gold medal in like 20 years. And they had never beat the Soviet Union. They called it a miracle on ice because it was a hockey rink. They beat them 4-3. That's the miracle. But the only way that happened was because Herb Brooks, the coach, got that role. So did the miracle happen because of the angel Herb Brooks? Did he come and change the space and develop all these players? So I believe in miracles because I think they can happen. It's just something has to happen first for the miracle to come about and be shown, to be exposed. Kind of what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
But we don't see everything that happens behind the scenes, so we think like, wow, how did this happen?
I think we confuse miracles with magic.
Yeah.
And then miracles are only miracles to us, not to God.
Okay, yeah.
But the thing that messed me up this weekend on Sunday is that less miracles is actually a good thing. In the sense that when you're praying for somebody to be, for example, healed from a sickness, what does it look like to prevent that miracle by doing a consistently healthy life? And I think we, just language-wise, have promoted miracles as a good thing. But the need for a miracle might actually be revealing a deficit in the everyday. Because I think we'll see that the hockey thing as a miracle, but the amount of stuff that happened inside of that, it might not even been a miracle to them because they're like, no, we were in here every single
day in, day out, yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about miracles. I guess my challenger now doesn't like them.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. That's it. We don't have more time other than Rod, give me one takeaway from this conversation.
Man, there's like I'm gonna lean on the spiritual part. Finding what keeps you in tune to what you believe in can open up everything else moving forward.
Period.
So once you find that, then you're good to go. But you're never gonna have a day where it's like, wait, this is who I am. I'm here. Like I found him. I'm good.
You're never gonna have a day. No.
I think it's something you build on every day, and you continue to build it. There is no final answer to it, but there is a feeling.
Give me a couple things to do to get closer to that or to execute that.
You're listening, which is great. You're doing what you said you were going to do, listening.
Listening is one. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Courage, which you mentioned earlier, which you already do, which is great. I like that too.
What's an example of courage that you've seen? I guess give me an example that you've seen in me.
Courage?
Yeah.
Never changing who you are regardless of the space you're in.
Okay. Okay.
And even when you don't agree with it, you still do it.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have an example?
Yeah, when you say I'm not really like extroverted and like I don't really feel like doing this right now, and then like 3 seconds later you do it. It's like, okay, good. You just needed to say it. That's fine.
Yeah. Got it.
And I think you saying that is courage because you're letting go of what you already know you don't like. But you verbally saying it is challenging yourself, saying, oh, I don't like it. Okay, now I'm going to do it.
Got it.
So you unintentionally like convince yourself to do it.
Yeah. I'm messing with my challenge.
And it worked.
And it worked. Okay, listening, courage. I like those two. Thank you for all the conversations. I don't think you understand how much I learned. My entire year is built around, if you guys haven't watched, the first podcast was the first time you brought up the word listening. And now this entire year is around listening. I don't think you should ever take this lightly, not just from me, from anyone, but like, I see God when I not just spend time with you, but like I look at the things that you do. I learn from God. I experience God. I hear God. So thank you.
Thank you. This is always a blast.
Always a blast. This won't be the last one. All right, bro. Have a good rest of the day.
Appreciate it.
Hey, if you're watching and you like the conversation, do you believe in ghosts? That's the title of this podcast. Do you believe in ghosts? Rod didn't, but at the end of this conversation, he does. Hey, subscribe, share with somebody, leave a comment. What else do you got to do on the socials? Follow,
repost now. Follow,
repost,
yeah, the purple,
follow,
the circle,
the
thing,
purple
yeah.
circle thing. Yeah. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. All right, guys, always a blast. Take care. See you guys next week.